SoCal Padres pregame show on the Padres Radio Network.
Jackson swings, hits it in the air, deep to right field. He has done it again. Unbelievable.
Coming up, we'll have a recap of the previous Padres game, a preview of today's starting pitching matchup, our keys to the game. Plus, we'll hear from manager Mike Shildt.
Ultimately, what we're here to do is win.
From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
San Diego Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Today, the Padres take on the Athletics in the final and rubber game of a 3-game series. Our starting pitching matchup today: on the mound for the A's, right-hander Oswaldo Bido, and for the Padres, right-hander Randy Vasquez. Hi, good everyone. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. First pitch coming up at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento at 12:35 p.m. as the Padres look for a series win. Coming up in the next 50 minutes, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We check in with Padres radio voice Jesse Agler in just a little bit, our keys to the game, and much, much more to come. But first, it's time to set the table. Brought to you by Fraser Farms Market. Set your table with the highest quality of natural and organic products from Fraser Farms Market, a San Diego original since 1971 with 3 locations: La Mesa Vista and Oceanside, and at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Padres entered today 9-3 to begin the season. Despite losing yesterday, they still entered today owning the best record in Major League Baseball. This is the final game of a 6-game road trip. Padres looking to make it an even 3-3 trip. Padres have a day off tomorrow, return home to face the Rockies and the Cubs in a 6-game homestand beginning on Friday at Petco Park. Meanwhile, the A's come in 5-7. They're looking for their second series win of the season. Well, let's be honest about it. It was not a great night for the Padres yesterday in Sacramento for a variety of reasons. Let's take a quick look back.
Did you miss what happened in the last Padres game? Let's take a look back with our Padres Rewind on the Padres Radio Network.
First, what you need to know on the game itself. For the second time in this road trip, we had a wild first inning. There were 2 outs and nobody on in the top half of the first before Manny Machado dug in.
In as many attempts on the year for Manny, he is still looking for his first home run. On 2-0, Springs delivers, and Machado sends it in the air to right field and deep. Butler is back. He is at the wall looking up. He's got his first home run here in 2025.
Opposite field for Manny Machado.
Padres weren't done. Xander Bogaerts singled. Yuli Gurriel was next.
1-1, laced down into left center field. Going to be a hit for Gurriel, and it's going to bounce in the gap roll all the way to the base of the wall. Xander rounding third on his way. There will not be a relay to the plate. Yuli Gurriel is second RBI of the year. A double here to bring home Bogaerts, and the Padre lead is 2-0.
After a walk, it was Jose Iglesias.
Here's the pitch. Iglesias reaches for it, bounces it out to third base. Collected by Urshela. High throw to first, and Soderstrom came off the bag. He appears to be hurt as Gurriel comes in to score, and Cronenworth goes to third. The Padre lead is now 3-0.
So the Padres feeling good, up 3-0. Dylan Cease taking the mound, but then a leadoff single, a 1-out walk that set things up for the A's' J.J. Bleday.
At the belt, long pause now. The pitch, that's lined into right center field. That's going to get down, and a base hit. It will kick and roll all the way past Lockridge. Butler has scored. Soderstrom with a bad ankle on his way. It's a 2-run double for J.J. Bleday, and now a 3-2 game here in the bottom of the first inning.
A's were far from done. Next up, Miguel Andujar.
0-2 the pitch, and Andujar swings, lines it into center field. Lockridge charging. It's going to bounce in front of it. With 2 outs, Bleday will score easily from second base. RBI single, Miguel Andujar. And we start over here in the bottom of the first inning. It's now 3-3.
Later in the inning, 2 on once again. That brought up Gio Urshela.
Pitch to Urshela, swung on, line to left field. Iglesias over towards the line, not going to get there. And it gets past him, goes all the way to the wall. Andujar has scored. Wilson on his way. Bogaerts' relay is not in time. A 2-run double for Urshela. And the A's, a 5-run first inning, have gone in front 5-3.
A's put together a 6-run, 6-hit bottom of the first inning against Dylan Cease. They led 6-3 after one inning. Padres then loaded the bases with nobody out in the second. They scored 1 run on a Xander Bogaerts sac fly. It was 6-4. Cease then went back out. Went to work in the bottom half of the third. He gave up 3 more earned runs to make it 9-4, 9 earned runs, a career high for Dylan Cease. J.J. Bleday added a home run later in the game. Padres offense, unfortunately, never got off the 4-run mark. Final score yesterday in the middle game of this 3-game series, the A's 10 and the Padres 4. The final score, really the subheading to both Jake Cronenworth and Fernando Tatis Jr. exiting the game with injuries. More on that in just a second as we go up to Sacramento.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Jesse Agler in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Well, Jesse, obviously not great news yesterday. Fernando Tatis Jr. coming out of yesterday's game, discomfort in his one-time surgically repaired left shoulder. Jake Cronenworth cramping related to getting hit in the ribs a couple of days ago. Your reaction to what we heard after the game last night, of course, coupled with the fact that Jackson Merrill also went on the IL earlier in the day with that right hamstring strain.
Yeah, I mean, the idea right now is you just hope that 1 or 2 of those guys gets back over the weekend against Colorado. Jackson obviously not eligible to come off the IL until we get to Houston after the homestand. So, I think it kind of, at least last night, sounded like could have been worse, for all 3 guys. Mm-hmm. And look, you'd much rather something like this go down on April 8th and April 9th than you would September 8th or September 9th. But look, you can't get around it. It's a blow. Those are 3 of the best players in Major League Baseball. Or, Jake, maybe not at that level, but he's an incredibly important part of what this team does. And so not ideal. But the reality is, Sam, you, me, Tony, people like us, we spent all of spring training talking about the depth that this team had. And that there were going to be guys starting the year in AAA that would have made a lot of opening day rosters around Major League Baseball. And so now it is time to sort of flex that depth and opportunities for guys like Gavin Sheets and Oscar Gonzalez for perhaps some playing time that they wouldn't have already gotten. Jose Iglesias probably going to get some action if Jake's down for more than a couple of days. So, that's the situation for right now. But as I said, hopefully over the weekend against Colorado or maybe even, next week early against the Cubs at home, we get some better news.
Let's talk about this pitching matchup, more specifically about Randy Vasquez. 2 starts so far this year, and maybe unsurprisingly dealing with a lot of base traffic in both of them, but the final line's very different. 6 scoreless innings against the Braves, 4 2/3 innings, 3 runs given up, 5 walks in that start on Friday against the Cubs. Jesse, how do you frame Randy's start here today against what is a pretty powerful A's offense?
Yeah, the A's really off to a very nice start. The home run's kind of the thing that jumps off, and the 12 straight games with at least 1 home run. And only the Yankees and the Yankees and the Dodgers have hit more home runs than the Athletics so far this season. So, that's interesting with a younger guy like Vasquez on the mound, right? Because the Padres certainly want him to be on the attack. That's the whole idea, is come right at guys, throw strikes, don't nibble, but against a team that's been hitting a lot of home runs in a ballpark that probably, I think is expected to be a big-time hitter's park on a warmer afternoon. That's easier said than done. So that's definitely the thing to keep an eye on. Is Vasquez coming right at these guys out of the chute, or is he missing and having trouble commanding the baseball? And look, it can happen to him as it can happen to anybody. We saw it with Dylan yesterday. I don't think the ball was going really where he wanted at any point in last night's game. So that's going to be the thing to key on early here, certainly with Vasquez on the mound.
Jesse, before I let you go, you mentioned the A's power, and it's been impressive so far this year. And I know we talked about the ballpark, and you can talk about all these external things with the A's these days. But on the field, as far as this team, they've got a number of really good young players. Jacob Wilson continues to be excellent. Max Muncy, very promising young players. And I remember I did that spring breakout game back at spring training, and they've got a lot of really talented young position players in the pipeline coming up. Your impressions of what the A's are in a baseball sense right now, because it does appear like there's some promise.
There is absolutely promise. This is a good young team. I think it's kind of that simple. And, they improved a lot last year as compared to the previous season, wins and losses wise. You have to remember, right, with the A's, I think 2 years ago, they finished 46 games out of first place, something like that. And then last year, 19 and a half games behind the Astros. So, look, 69 and 93, which they went last year, not necessarily something to celebrate, but it was an improvement, legitimately over what they did the previous couple of years. They also were one of the better teams in the American League from July 1st to the end of last season. And, they're trying to pick up where they left off, just as the Padres are. But, yeah, they're a young team. They're a fun team. They've got some really cool, exciting young talent. And that American League West will be fascinating to track because I don't think the Astros are what they were. The Rangers are dealing with some early injuries. The Mariners are probably trying to figure out what exactly they are. The Angels are playing better baseball than I think a lot of people might have expected at this point. And then you got the A's in there. So low key, you could say the AL West is actually one of the more interesting groupings of teams so far in this 2025 season.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mark Kotze has done a nice job as well with the A's so far in his tenure there. Jesse, as always, appreciate the time. We'll talk to you and Tony coming up at 12:25 for the finale of this 3-game set as the Padres look for a series win and their 10th win of the season. As always, thanks so much.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, Jesse Agler joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show here on the Padres Radio Network. We have a lot to do before first pitch coming up at 12:35. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Plus, a little bit later, we have our keys to the game. We'll give you the absolute latest, what we know on the injuries to Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth, a full breakdown of today's starting pitching matchup, and much, much more to do. As always, if you want to get involved on our pregame coverage, you can do that in a variety of ways. You can find me on X at Sammy Lev, SammyLev. Instagram DMs open as well. Sammy Lev there too. On TikTok, it's Sammy Levitt, SammyLevitt. Let me know, what is your key to today's game? How do the Padres pick up a series win to finish up this 6-game road trip? If you give me a key to the game, I may just read your key coming up later live here on the air. First pitch coming up at 12:35 in Sacramento, right here on the Padres Radio Network. SoCal, your water should be perfect. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. First pitch coming up at 12:35 in Sacramento. Padres playing the rubber game of this 3-game set against the Athletics. As always, if you want to get involved on our pregame coverage, you can do that by tweeting at me or finding me on X, however you say it these days, at Sammy Lev, SammyLev. Instagram DMs open as well. Sammy Lev there too. Let me know what is your key to today's game, and you can always comment on YouTube if you're watching on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Jordan saying on YouTube, need the grit squad to show up today. Let's go Padres. Well, Jordan, to your point, number of guys not in the lineup today for the Padres, and we'll hear from Mike Shildt on that in just a minute or so, and we'll have the full injury update for you a little bit later. But the lineup today looks like this for San Diego, and it's quite a bit different because of all those injuries right now. Luis Ariz at first base leading off, Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batting second, Manny Machado at third base batting third, Gavin Sheets at DH batting cleanup, Oscar Gonzalez in right field batting fifth, Jose Iglesias at second base batting sixth, Jason Hayward in left field batting seventh, Brandon Lockridge, the center fielder batting eighth, and Martin Maldonado in the ninth spot in the lineup behind the plate doing the catching with right-hander Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres here today. Obviously, yesterday, as far as the ball game, not the best we've seen. Dylan Cease gave up 9 earned runs in just 4 innings of work. Padres lost the game 10-4, and they also lost Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth, who both exited the game due to injuries. Let's hear about that, what Mike Shildt had to say after the game, along with some additional thoughts from Mike about the ball game itself as we revisit what Mike Shildt said to the media after last night's 10-4 defeat.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Mike, what can you tell us about Fernando Tatis?
He's a really good player. He's one of the best players in our league, and I love having him on our club. But he did go out. Just a little discomfort on the slide at third. Checking out medically, everything seems to be intact and good shape and strength good, and he's not overly concerned. So we erred on the side of caution tonight, and we'll evaluate it.
Where is that?
His shoulder.
He had winced an early swing. He had winced after taking an early swing. Do you know anything about that? Have it starting there? Or?
I know that when he slid into third is when he experienced some discomfort.
What's going on with Jake?
Jake, some more cramping from 2 days ago from getting hit in the ribs. And it just, like I said, cramped up on him and just cramped and just like, we've all cramped. And, again, not overly concerned. Clearly Jake had to come out, but err on the side of caution and evaluate tomorrow.
Would there be any timeline right now on Fernando, or is that kind of still up in the air in terms of figuring out?
I think it's day to day.
The slide, was that the slide in the first inning or in the third base? I'm trying to remember specifically.
That was a slide later.
Okay.
Yeah.
He, obviously, like you've say winners find solutions. Like what is this? What does this kind of challenge present to you guys if either of these guys miss time, knowing that Jackson's on the IL already?
It means that what I'm confident will happen. Guys will step up and perform. We got a good club. We got a lot of good parts to it. We got guys that are more than capable of showing tomorrow and help us win a Major League Baseball game.
Given that Fernando has had surgery before, do you expect to maybe err on the side of caution with him?
I think we'll definitely be on the side of caution with him and Jake. Just making sure.
Well, we also saw Oscar had to rush into the game here. What kind of circumstances for him, getting here and then getting to the game, and obviously, tough bounce, maybe not being warm.
I think I don't know. I think he was warm. It's not an easy travel day. He got here, showed up. These guys have been playing baseball a lot of years, so I don't think he'd make an excuse for anything. His flight got in before the game, got here, came out, and as circumstances had it, his spot was called.
What did you see from Dylan today?
I thought the stuff was good. The stuff was coming out, all the things that, Ruben in the group check for during and after the game were, reminiscent of, who Dylan is. They were definitely firing early, and they got some balls that found some holes, some softer contact, whether through the holes or, some balls that came in the outfield, and then got some balls in the center part of the plate that they put better swings on.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after yesterday's 10-4 loss in Sacramento. We'll hear more from Mike on our post-game coverage coming up a little bit later this afternoon, and we'll give you an even further update on Fernando Tatis Jr., the absolute latest that has been reported during our next segment as he came out of yesterday's game with, as we heard there, discomfort in his left shoulder. First pitch coming up at 12:35 in Sacramento as the Padres go for a series win. Padres winning on Monday night, losing last night. Let's tell you now who's hot, who's not.
Which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
Let's begin with the hot category and the birthday boy, Luis Arise, celebrating his 28th birthday today, so happy birthday to Luis. 15 hits in his last 32 at-bats. He has not struck out this season in 53 plate appearances, and how about this? Despite going 0 for 16 to begin the season, guess what? He's now batting .313 on the year, so when he was 0 for 16 and many of us said, don't worry, he's gonna be just fine, he's now back up to .313 on the year. Manny Machado hitting .353 with a couple of doubles, a home run, and 3 stolen bases in his last 8 games. Meanwhile, a few guys to put in there for the A's. Lawrence Butler has 9 hits in his last 23 at-bats. Tyler Soderstrom in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak, 9 for 18 in that span with 3 home runs and a double. Jacob Wilson looks like a really good young player. He has a hit in every game this season for the Athletics. 12-game hit streak to begin the year, batting .400 to start the season, has a 19-game on-base streak going back to last season. A couple of guys in the not category, and on a day where the Padres are without Jackson Merrill, without Fernando Tatis Jr., Jay Cronenworth in the starting lineup, well, they need other guys to step up. Jason Hayward batting just .125 early this season in the very early portion of his Padres career. And in the not category for the A's, how about Brent Rooker? Even though the A's continue to hit home runs, they continue to score. Rooker is 0 for 9 in this series so far through 2 games. So the Padres have done a good job limiting maybe the best hitter in this lineup for the A's, Brent Rooker, and we'll see if they can do that once again here today. That's a look at who's hot, who's not, as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 12:35. Before we give you our typical major league headlines, take a look at what's going on today around the major leagues. We talked about this yesterday, and I did want to bring it up again here today. Really a horrible story out of the Dominican Republic. Over the last 48 hours, former major leaguers Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco were among now 124 people reportedly who died after the roof of a nightclub collapsed in the Dominican Republic. Reports also include that Nelsie Cruz, the sister of former Padre Nelson Cruz, was also killed in the incident. Nelsie Cruz was the governor of the northwestern province of Monte Cristi. Hundreds more reportedly injured. The collapse occurred around 1 a.m. on early Tuesday morning during a merengue concert. Athletes, politicians, others were all at the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo. Pedro Martinez, former Major League pitcher, Hall of Famer, said on social media that several of his family members were inside the nightclub. So certainly our thoughts continue to be with all the families of Octavio Dotel, Tony Blanco, Nelsie Cruz, Pedro Martinez, everybody affected by this horrible tragedy in the Dominican Republic. Just horrible, horrible news that we continue to get information on. Our thoughts with everybody affected by that horrible tragedy in Santo Domingo. Let's take a look at some major league headlines.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you Around the Horn, presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
Couple of pieces of injury news. Cubs left-hander Justin Steele heading to the 15-day IL with tendinitis in his pitching elbow. Rangers putting outfielder Wyatt Langford on the IL after suffering a right oblique strain. Braves continuing to tinker with their bullpen. They acquired right-handed reliever Rafael Montero in cash from the Astros yesterday in exchange for a player to be named later. And we'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard in just a little bit. But the Nationals looking to sweep the Dodgers today for the first time since 2008. James Wood, former Padre prospect, of course, involved in the Juan Soto deal. He's reached base safely in 6 of 9 plate appearances in the series with 3 home runs against the Dodgers in 2 games. So we'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard in just a little bit, but we'll see if the Nats can sweep the LA Dodgers today in DC. When we come back, we give you the absolute latest on Fernando Tatis Jr., our keys to the game, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and much, much more to come. First pitch coming up at 12:35 p.m. Final and rubber match of this 3-game set in Sacramento, right here on the Padres Radio Network.
Friendly hop, throw to first. That is a no-hitter, and that is history. Joe Musgrove with the first no-hitter in Padre history. April 9th, 2021 at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. The kid comes home, and he gets it done.
4 years ago today, Joe Musgrove, the San Diego native, pitching the first no-hitter in Padres history in the franchise's 8,206th game, a 3-0 win against the Texas Rangers 4 years ago today on April 9th, 2021. Of course, our great Jesse Agler on the call right here on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. By the way, just a quick update from the minor leagues as we talk about Padres pitching. Left-hander Cash Mayfield, Padres first-round pick in 2024, team's number 3 prospect, prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. He struck out 6 in 3 hitless, scoreless innings in his pro debut yesterday up in Lake Elsinore. So congratulations to prospect Cash Mayfield on making his Padres debut. Before we continue on our pregame coverage as we get ready for today's game in Sacramento, I was sitting down here for our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show today, and right next to my seat, I found this for those of you watching on YouTube, the Aloha shirt presented by Motorola, and it's really a beautiful, beautiful shirt. They're giving it away on Monday against the Chicago Cubs this coming Monday at Petco Park to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. It's an awesome shirt. You might see me wearing this at the beach this summer. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it, and go to padres.com/giveaways for more information on the Aloha shirt presented by Motorola, giving that away to the first 40,000 fans on Monday. Let's give you the latest now on Fernando Tatis Jr.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit them up 24/7 at badafulkerson.com.
Well, we knew after the game last night, according to Mike Shildt, Fernando coming out with discomfort in his shoulder. Dennis Lin of The Athletic tweeting this out last night. Fernando Tatis Jr. tweaked his surgically repaired shoulder on a swing and re-aggravated it sliding into third base. Remember, his left shoulder is the one where he had the labrum surgery back in September of 2022. The quote that Dennis had on X from Fernando was, quote, "I'm not going on the IL or nothing like that, so day-to-day so far." And hopefully that is indeed the case for Fernando Tatis Jr. As far as who's in, who's out, well, Jake Cronenworth having cramping in his ribs after getting hit there a couple of days ago in Chicago. He's out of the lineup today. And Jackson Merrill, as you probably know by now, on the IL as of yesterday, 10-day IL with a right hamstring strain. So within the course of 24, 48 hours, Merrill, Cronenworth, and Fernando all out of the lineup today. Padres will try to win this game without 3 of their very, very important players, and that's a look at the latest on who's in and who's out for today's series finale in Sacramento. Let's give you our keys to today's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Key number 1, better starting pitching. Padres starting pitching has a combined 11-plus ERA during this last turn through the rotation, 22 earned runs allowed in just 17 2/3 innings. Michael King, in the last 5 games, the only pitcher to complete 5 innings. Kevin Acee had this in the San Diego Union Tribune this morning. I thought it was a good point. Padres bullpen has the second lowest ERA in the major leagues at 178. The lowest batting average allowed at 159 in the majors. The bullpen's been awesome. Absolutely awesome so far. But one thing that I don't know is sustainable, Padres relievers are having to cover a lot of innings. They're having to cover right now an average of more than 4 innings and a third per game, the second most in the majors. And as we know, over the course of a season, your starters got to give you more length than that. So here today, Randy Vasquez. Padres need a good start. I know it's been up and down for Randy and his Padres tenure, but they need a good start today, at least a longer start from Randy Vasquez, although there is an off day tomorrow, so Mike Shildt can be pretty judicious with his bullpen usage today. Key number 2, keep scoring early. Padres scored 3 runs in the first inning last night. It immediately evaporated with the A's scoring 6 runs in the bottom half of the inning. Last night was the first time this season the Padres lost the game when scoring first. They're now 7-1 in those games so far this year. Padres have scored 13 runs in the first inning this season, tied for the most in Major League Baseball. So yeah, yesterday didn't work out, but you know what? Keep scoring early in the first inning in particular. Padres are going to have a pretty good chance to win. We'll see if they can do that once again here today. Key number 3. And this one is very, very simple. Simpler than many of our keys, typically. You look at the top three in the Padres lineup today. Bottom line, they need those guys to produce. Without all those guys in there today due to injury. Luis Arraez, Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado, the very top of this lineup. Luis Arraez has now had multiple hits in 4 consecutive games. Remember, he started the year 0 for 16. Well, that batting average is now up to 313. He continues to swing the bat really, really well. Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4, an RBI in yesterday's game, now has an 8-game hitting streak on the season. He's got a career 322 average against the A's. We'll see if Xander can keep on doing what he's been doing for the most part here today. And finally, Manny Machado. Manny swung the bat really well so far, hitting 353, 2 doubles, a home run, 3 stolen bases in his last 8 games. I'm looking at that top 3 in the lineup today. Louis, Manny, Xander. Padres need those guys to do some things today offensively, be productive, because, again, they're without Merrill, without Fernando, without Jake Cronenworth. We'll see what the top 3 does here today, and that's a look at our keys to today's game. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, tell you what's going on around the majors.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We have a number of games going on right now. Everything else coming up later. Marlins ahead of the Mets 2-0 in New York right now in the 8th inning. Mets trying to win a 7th consecutive game, but trailing 2-0 in New York in the 8th inning. Cardinals and the Pirates are scoreless in the 11th inning in Pittsburgh right now. Cardinals have a runner on third base, 2 outs in the top half of the 11th inning, but again, no runs scored yet in the top of the 11th. Yankees 2, Tigers 0 in Detroit, 8th inning there. Rangers 1, Cubs 0 in Chicago in the 4th inning. Everything else coming up later. Orioles and the Diamondbacks at 12:40 in Arizona. Reds and the Giants at 12:45 in San Francisco. The Nationals look to sweep the Dodgers for the first time since 2008. 1:05 p.m. first pitch in that one in D.C. Astros and the Mariners at 1:10 in Seattle. White Sox and the Guardians in Cleveland at 3:10. Blue Jays and the Red Sox at 3:45 at Fenway Park. The Angels in Tampa Bay against the Rays at 4:05. Phillies in Atlanta against the Braves at 4:15. Twins and the Royals in Kansas City at 4:40. And finally, Brewers in Colorado against the Rockies at 5:40. And that's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Wednesday. When we return, we tell you what to watch for in today's game, plus a full breakdown of today's starting pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Oswaldo Bido on the mound for the A's as we get ready to see if the Padres can win this series, finish up this 6-game road trip on a high note. Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues after these words on the Padres Radio Network. You inside our San Diego studios as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 12:35 at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Padres looking for a series win against the A's. Even though the Padres had a rough one yesterday, they lost 10-4. They had Jackson Merrill put on the IL. Fernando came out with an injury. Jake Cronenworth came out with an injury. With all that said, Padres still enter today 9-3 to begin the season, not only sitting atop the NL West standings in first place still, but the best record in Major League Baseball. So Padres, all in all, 12 games in, things going well as far as the record, but at least for today, very different looking lineup. I'll have Jesse and Tony read that lineup for you one more time coming up in just a little bit. You'll hear from them in under 8 minutes right here on the Padres Radio Network. We'll have a full breakdown of our starting pitching matchup in just a couple of minutes as well. But first, let's tell you what to watch for in this series finale.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For, presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in today's game. How does this ballpark in Sacramento continue to play, and can the A's keep this power stroke going? There have been 18 home runs in 67 runs scored combined in 5 games so far at Sutter Health Park. Now, everybody, when the A's were going to play in Sacramento, said, okay, in the summertime, ball's going to fly, ground's going to be really hard. But even early on, it's been a really friendly offensive ballpark. So, number one, do we see that once again in this series finale? And can the A's keep on hitting the long ball? J.J. Bleday, his 7th inning home run last night, extended this A's franchise record of 12 consecutive games to start a season with a home run. How about this? Only the Dodgers and the Yankees have more home runs than the A's so far this season. Dodgers have 26, Yankees have 25, A's have 19. And by the way, first 2 games of this series, we said this a little bit earlier, Brent Rooker, maybe their best power hitter. Not maybe, their best power hitter, he's 0 for 9. Doesn't have a hit, let alone a home run. So can the Padres limit Brent Rooker, limit this A's offense here today? Last night didn't really do it. That's what to watch for in today's game. In this series finale, the rubber match between the Padres and the A's. Let's take a look at our pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Oswaldo Bido.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
On the mound for the Padres today, right-hander Randy Vasquez, 26 years old. He has 2 starts so far in 2025. They were very different. His first start of the year against the Braves, he went 6 scoreless innings, did deal with a ton of base traffic, but found a way to wiggle out of it a lot of times. 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. He walked 4. Then he wasn't so fortunate in his second start of the season against the Cubs. He went 4 2/3 innings, 3 runs given up, 2 earned. He walked 5, struck out 2. His lone career start against the A's came last season on June 11th when he tossed 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 7 hits. So not a bad start for Randy, kind of typical where he gave up a lot of hits, but found his way through it. We'll see if he can at the very least do that here today. Pitch mix for Randy Vasquez, the cutter, curve, sweeper, 4-seam fastball, sinker, and the occasional changeup as well. On the mound for the A's, right-hander Oswaldo Bido, 29 years old in 2025, 2 starts in, a 2.70 ERA in 10 innings of work combined. Season debut on March 29th. He beat the Mariners, allowed 2 runs in 5 innings. Then last Friday in Colorado, allowed 2 runs in 5 innings once again. So he's been pretty good so far this year. 2024 put together a good season for the A's. 63-plus innings, posted a 3.41 ERA. In 2023, he pitched for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a 5.86 ERA in 50-plus innings. And the pitch mix for Bido, 4-seam fastball, he'll throw that more than 50% of the time. Slider, cutter, changeup, and every once in a while, a sinker as well. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup. Randy Vasquez for the Padres and Oswaldo Bido on the mound for the A's. Let's set the table one more time for you as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 12:35. Like we said a little bit earlier, Padres come in a record of 9-3 despite losing yesterday. They still enter this Wednesday owning the best record in Major League Baseball. Today is the final game of a 6-game road trip. Padres looking to make it an even 3-3 trip. They lost Friday and Saturday in Chicago, bounced back with a win on Sunday at Wrigley Field, then won on Monday, lost last night. Padres with an off day tomorrow, but then they return home to face the Rockies and the Cubs in a 6-game homestand beginning on Friday. And don't forget, we told you about that Aloha shirt giveaway presented by Motorola on Monday against the Cubs. Meanwhile, the A's are 5-7 to begin the year. They're looking for their second series win of the season. This would be their second consecutive series win. They beat the Rockies 2 out of 3 over the weekend in Colorado. Once again, Luis Arraez celebrating his 28th birthday here today. He has 15 hits in his last 32 at-bats. He has not struck out in 53 plate appearances this season, and despite going 0 for 16 to begin the year, his average now back up to .313 on the season. Luis leading off today's game and at first base for the Padres. As always, thank you for listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. When we come back, Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.